Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the third Biennale. We're very proud to be hosting this in collaboration with the Government of Punjab, the Lahore Biennale Foundation itself.
Distinguished guests, esteemed artists, and friends of the Lahore Biennale Foundation.
The resilience and the effort and the commitment that the city and its citizens from various sectors, the way that they have come together to hold this. My team, can you all come on the stage for one moment?
When Kudzia Rahim, director of the LBF, reached out to me about the possibility of curating the Biennale, I immediately thought that would be a great opportunity to work with this amazing city and its people, but also to work with artists that I've known and worked with over the number of years, as well as new artists, and to, for us to work as a group together to contribute to this project that hopefully is enriching the city of Lahore and also Pakistan.
This work is called Even If It Looks Like Grass. It's a study about data and wheat, two of the most powerful forces that have affected our history and future of mankind, where Pakistan is also in the midst of this whole situation. This has been a year-long research project, and we invite you to come over to the Lahore Biennale to have a look.
It's really like based on the climate, all the things have changed in here and react to the work itself. So when you come in, you thought that there will be like a mirror image of the work. So actually there are like two different things. And throughout the whole exhibition, like in this 1 month, maybe it will have more changes.
Bold change. I'm just going to say very briefly a little bit more about Invisible Dust. So we're an art science organisation, and we have since 2009 provided a platform for artists and scientists, as Dryden says, to collaborate to create striking public artworks exploring pressing environmental issues. We've created work, of course, around the air we breathe. This is another amazing project we did by the artist Kasha Mulga. We've created work around biodiversity and our entanglement with nature and our interdependence on other species. This is a fantastic work by Simon Faithfull, in which he created a cast of his own head and then had mushrooms grow out of them. There's an element of body horror to it, but it's incredibly striking.
So we started in 2014. The idea behind that was to bring about, create a program by the people, for the people, try and see how LBF can work in public space, complex public spaces. We don't want to just do like 100 artists, randomly placed in random locations. I think our locations are very important. The first edition was just to exist. Can we do this? Is it something that can be done? Our goals are very simple: bringing art in public spaces, working in collaboration, creating a space for experimentation in art, bringing opportunities to people. The Biennale is your largest art event that the country hosts on a global space. And we bring the concept behind that is to bring Pakistan in dialogue with a global audience.
Ecologies and sustainabilities very quickly became, the kind of the theme of this edition of the Biennale. But that doesn't necessarily determine what we actually do about it. And one of the things that was very important for the process and ultimately the decision to for how the Biennale would take place was, on the one hand, visiting the sites and understanding the city and its histories and how they speak to specific conditions and ecologies that were already existing here. There were studio visits to Hamra Abbas and Ali Kazim, but also a visit to the miniature painting department at NCA. And in all of those cases, just seeing how the artists were working and understanding that their practice isn't just about making, like pictures or making things about something, but actually that they had a very specific way of relating to materials and relating to the earth, I think, by extension. So the example that I like to give is that, the miniature painting department at NCA, it's not about training people to make a picture of a horse or of a plant. It's really starts with, learning how to make the paper by hand, learning how to make the brush by plucking the squirrel hairs by hand, and learning how to grind the pigments. And all of that entails a certain kind of close relationship to materiality and to understanding where these materials come from. I think that was a very important lesson. And I think that that's something that hopefully we can convey through this Biennale, that ecology isn't just about like slogans, it's also about how we relate to the world around us and understanding those relations better.
So working with Lucy Word, who produced the project for Invisible Dust in London, we've been in conversation with John and Kutsia over 6 months, thinking about how to bring Breathe to Lahore, and the connections that's been possible to open up through their work has been extraordinary, connecting with the infrastructure of the city, with large digital screens which are overlooking the city and along roadsides as people hurtle past in their cars, and also pasted posters in public spaces where people are walking past and driving past. And also then this incredible historic building where there's a more contemplative engagement with this suspended animation. It's been an extraordinary experience, and it's through their endeavours, I think, within the city to open up that the project has found this comprehensive engagement with the infrastructure of the city itself.
ये जो project है Museo Aerosolo, this is by an Argentinian artist, Thomas Ceresino. It is a community action project that engages the community at multiple levels. सबसे पहले तो we collected plastic bags. That was the first activity that happened, and we were able to collect more than 5,000 bags from the domestic space of our volunteers, of our community, within a few days. So more than anything, this project talks about what a group of people can achieve if they come together. And since the overall theme of the Biennale is ecology, it does take into account awareness about plastic use. It does reclaim plastics that exists in the environment. it does sort of make people aware of how much plastic is being consumed on a daily basis.
मेमोरी, रिमेम्बरेंस,
लॉस,
ग्रीफ, इस तरह की चीज़ों को कहीं ना कहीं इंडिकेट करते हैं। तो जब आप स्पेस में आएंगे तो आपको डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स तो नज़र आएंगे ही, पर उसमें आपको कहीं ना कहीं कुछ चीज़ें डिसइंटीग्रेट होती हुई या कोई ऐसी चीज़ जो कि ख़त्म हो चुकी है या उसकी मेमोरी रह गई है, तो इस तरह की चीज़ें आपको शायद इस तरह की इंडिकेशंस आपको ज़्यादा आप रीड कर पाएँ शायद।
आई थिंक इट्स लाइक ओवरऑल एक अर्जेंसी है, एक जो सिचुएशन है ओवरऑल जिसमें चीज़ें हम लूज कर रहे हैं। प्लैनेट के अंदर कुछ एनिमल्स हैं जो एक्सटिंक्ट हो रहे हैं या
चीज़ें जो सस्टेन नहीं कर पा रही हैं, और फिर जो नहीं भी कर पाई उनकी मेमोरी, उनकी रिमेम्बरेंस जो है, आई थिंक ओवरऑल प्रोजेक्ट इस चीज़ के बारे में है।
I would like to thank John Tain, the curator of the Lahore Biennale, for inviting me to take part in this incredible exhibition. It's a great honour to be here showing my work alongside so many other wonderful artists and in so many incredible historic venues. Faint Recollections from a Time Beyond is a digital render of a solitary date palm tree swaying gently in the waters of the Euphrates. This work is a condensation of inherited memories from my father of growing up on the banks of the Euphrates near Anna in Iraq, the submersion of the ancient city of Anna due to the construction of the Haditha Dam downstream in 1987, and the contemporary recession of the water level in Anna due to climate change and regional pressures.
It's like a big apothecary's workshop, where if you're talking about climate and ecologies and sustainable futures, artists are acting as catalysts, and Pakistan is on the front line of climate change. It is imperative that we act as soon as possible. Today we have a gallery at the barracks. Today we have shows happening at the Barkat Ali Hall. Today we have shows happening at Shahi Hammam. They're not part of us. They are collateral events, and they are people who are taking on these locations and spaces and understanding the power of connecting with everybody through art, working with international artists. I think that's also incredibly important, where we can build a community of care around Pakistan, community of care around the world. This biennial, if we can build a trend towards that, taking charge of our history, taking charge of our future. I think that is perhaps one of the biggest messages that we would like to take on with this exhibition.
Between Indonesia and Pakistan, we have the two largest Muslim majority countries in the world, and yet there's almost no kind of conversations between them. And so this Biennale is about stimulating that kind of conversation and building those kinds of bridges between people who have so much that they could share with one another.
Hello, I'm Zarina Mohammed. I'm from Singapore. This is my work, Shelters for Seeds and All That Quietly Survives. The work is part of a much longer body of work, a project, that looks into our relationship with the land, the sea, the soil, the sky, and really thinks about the ways in which we move through different habitats and our relationship with multi-species environments.